Imagine a world where the US dollar is no longer the dominant global reserve currency.
We should prepare to lose our position as holder of the world's reserve currency. That is happening in slow motion. It's unmistakable.
China is now trying to replace the US dollar with their currency in global trade.
I will use the word doomed.
Throughout history, different currencies have held the title of the global reserve currency, with the US dollar currently sitting at the top. But the future of the dollar's reign is uncertain, and the potential impact of a shift in the global reserve currency is significant. In the 15th century, the Portuguese real was the first global reserve currency, followed by the Spanish real, and then the Dutch guilder. In the 19th century, the British pound became the dominant global reserve currency, with many countries using it for international trade. But after World War II, the Bretton Woods Agreement established the US dollar as the global reserve currency, backed by gold at a fixed rate. This system lasted until the early 1970s, when the US abandoned the gold standard. The US dollar became the only major currency in the world that was not backed by gold, and its value was determined solely by the market forces of supply and demand.
America went off the gold standard and wrote an ounce of gold split up into 20 pieces, each called $1.
Now let's take a closer look at some of the factors that could contribute to the dollar's decline. One of the primary reasons for concern is the United States' rising debt levels. The US has been running a large trade deficit for years, which has resulted in significant national debt. As of May 2023, the US national debt continues to grow and has now surpassed $30 trillion.
After blowing past the $31 trillion spending limit this morning, congressional Democrats and Republicans are in a stalemate on moving forward.
This could lead to a decrease in confidence in the dollar as a stable currency, especially if other countries begin to doubt the US's ability to repay its debts. A weakened economy could make it more difficult for the US to repay its debts, which could further undermine confidence in the dollar. Moreover, China has been rapidly growing its economy and has become a significant player in the global economy, with the Chinese government working to increase the use of the yuan in international trade and investment. In 2021, China and Russia agreed to reduce their reliance on the US dollar and increase the use of their own national currencies in bilateral trade. The two countries aim to increase the use of the ruble and yuan in settlements to 50% by 2025. In January 2012, China and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, signed a currency swap agreement worth 35 billion yuan, $5.4 billion. The deal allows for direct currency exchanges between the yuan and the UAE dirham, which will facilitate bilateral trade and investment. In November 2018, China and Pakistan signed an agreement to use the yuan for bilateral trade and investment instead of the US dollar. The agreement aims to reduce the cost of currency exchange and facilitate investment between the two countries. And now Brazil. China strike trade deal agreement to ditch US dollar. Other countries, such as India, have also been exploring ways to reduce their dependence on the dollar. In particular, the establishment of the BRICS New Development Bank, which aims to provide an alternative source of funding for emerging economies, could reduce the need for these countries to hold large amounts of US dollars in reserve. Now let's talk about what would happen if the dollar lost its status as the global reserve currency, and the potential impacts on the global economy and the US. A shift of power. The US's status as the world's dominant economic and military power is closely tied to the dollar's position as the global reserve currency. If the dollar were to weaken significantly, this could have a knock-on effect on the US's global influence, potentially leading to a shift in the balance of power towards other countries like China. Less influence over the policies. Another potential impact is the loss of the US's ability to influence global financial policy. As the issuer of the global reserve currency, the US has significant power to shape international financial policies and institutions. And if the dollar were to lose its status, the US would have less influence over these policies, which could weaken its position in the global economy. Furthermore, a weakened dollar could also lead to higher inflation in the US, as imports become more expensive and the value of the dollar decreases. This could hurt the purchasing power of Americans, leading to a decrease in consumer confidence and spending. So, what does this mean for the future of the dollar as the global reserve currency? While it's impossible to predict with certainty, it's clear that the dollar's position is not guaranteed. and transition away from the dollar as the global reserve currency would likely be a gradual process, rather than an abrupt shift. We hope that this discussion has provided you with valuable insights into this complex and evolving issue. If you found this video informative, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content on important global issues.